Hey family, Poor City, always coming right back at y'all with this African history, culture, and greatness. I hope you guys are doing all right out there. The image behind me that you guys are looking at is of the late, great Booker T. Washington. And if you're not familiar with his autobiography, Up From Slavery, I suggest all you guys take a look at it. It's a really good book, and it gives the details of what the experience would be like in slavery. Now, being a person that was born free, I had a hard time digesting some of the information that was in this book. In his early chapters, it talks about him being born into slavery. Booker T. Washington was born around 1856 in Virginia. He had to sleep on the floor. And when I say floor, it was on the dirt ground with two pallets on top of it with rags thrown on top of them for cover. He also talked about the clothing that the average slaves would wear. Have you guys ever heard of a flax shirt? Well, Booker T describes in detail about having to wear these flax shirts, and they were quite uncomfortable wearing them. Flax has these tiny microfibers that feel like pins sticking on your body. So across the whole fabric, you're getting pinched. I mean, this hurt him so bad that he had to get older slaves to help break this shirt in to soften it up so it can be a little bit bearable on the skin. It's crazy. He also talks about how his mom would pray every night, hoping for the day that she would see her and her son being freed. Fortunately for his mom, she did live to see that day, and he was 9 years old when the Emancipation Proclamation was read to him and his family. Now dig this, at the age of 16, this man walked 500 miles to try to get an education, y'all. He didn't have no money or no food, and barely could afford the tuition when he got to the place. So they made him a janitor to cover all of these tuition expenses. Now, one thing that really got me shaking my head in this book was how loyal slaves were post-slavery and during slavery. Now, back then, certain slaves was able to work out agreements with their masters for their freedom. They had to buy their freedom, right? You had all types of slaves trying to work to pay off their freedom. But when slaves were freed, you didn't have to do that. Well, he talks about a slave being so loyal that he paid his old master back. He actually walked back to the old plantation, said, "Here you go. I know I owed you and I don't have to pay you, but I'm going to pay you anyway." It's crazy. Now, me being born free, I can never sit with that. But reading that helped me understood the mindset of an average slave back then. To be walking around as a free man thinking you owe some other man for your freedom. That's crazy to me.